Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's DLloyd. So obviously I'm not at home right now, so we're gonna have to do with this setup, but there's definitely already been some free agent moves that I want to talk about today quickly, because it's interesting, and how things are going to set up is going to be very interesting for the next few days in the NBA. Of course, we have to talk about James Harden, 2 years, $70 million. Definitely got paid a little bit more than what I was expecting. I was expecting around that $30 million a year mark, but solid deal if you plan on keeping James Harden. Obviously, they do. They signed, or Russell Westbrook opted into his deal, so he's coming back, but they're working with him to try to get him traded. But the main news that we want to talk about here today, revolving the Clippers still, is Paul George, because Paul George met with the Clippers. They decided that he will not be staying with the Clippers. He will not be re-signing. And then by process of elimination, the other two teams, the Orlando Magic was one of them, they signed Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, which I think is a great signing for them. He keeps a good defender, and you know, they're a great defensive team, but he adds some shooting, something that they definitely struggle with. So I love the signing of KCP going to Orlando, but by process of elimination, it leaves one team, and that team is the Philadelphia 76ers. The Warriors were eliminated when he opted out because they needed a sign and trade to get that done. They already waived Chris Paul, who signed with the San Antonio Spurs, which was also a great signing. Pop with Chris Paul and Wemby. I like that. I like that one a lot. I think that's a great signing. But Paul George to the Philadelphia 76ers looks very, very likely. I do think it gets done, and I think it gets done relatively quickly. Maybe by the time y'all are watching this video, he's already signed his deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Definitely expect Paul George to make that happen ASAP. There's really no other option. It's a great team. He could win there. He's in the Eastern Conference. It's not as rough as the West, which is absolutely stacked. I like it. I like it a lot. I think for whatever reason, the Clippers just refused to give him the money. I mean, he was looking for a 4-year max deal. We'll see how much he ends up getting with Philly. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, especially letting go Tobias Harris. I do think he gets a max deal, whether it's 4 years, 3 years, in that range. I definitely do think it ends up happening. So props to Paul George. That trade probably will go down as one of the biggest misses in NBA history, right? You traded, what was it, 5 first-round draft picks? It was a lot. And on top of that, you gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Didn't work out, but I do love the fit with him in Philly. I'm assuming he will be in Philly because, like I said, process of elimination, you really can't go anywhere else. So I think he's going to team up with Joel Embiid, with Tyrese Maxey. I think it's going to work out. They should be getting Andre Drummond, I believe, from what I've heard. Maybe by the time you guys are watching this, he has signed as well. Maybe somebody else has even signed. They could still get Klay Thompson. Even with getting a Paul George, they can still make money work. And maybe that's a low-key another option for Philly. But I think Klay Thompson wants to look at the Lakers. Now, one thing that's interesting with the Lakers, they did give a 4-year deal earlier today and to Max Christie. And I don't know how I sit on Max Christie. I feel like I'm one of the only Lakers fans that's not crazy high on Max Christie. I think he's a solid player. Don't get me wrong, but doing that, I don't think LeBron James, now that you signed him, is going to take a big enough pay cut to just sign a Klay Thompson, unless there's a sign and trade. And now at this point, I am fully expecting a trade to happen at some point for the Lakers. Try to get some flexibility, try to bring in some more assets, and still use that full mid-level exception. I don't think it's going to be on Klay Thompson. I think if they do get him, sign and trade is the route for the Lakers. So that is going to be an interesting approach. The guys that he said, or at least was reportedly, that LeBron James will waive or pretty much take less money for, was Klay Thompson, which we don't know right now. James Harden, who went back to the Clippers. Valanciunas, who signed with the Wizards on a 3-year, $30 million deal. He took the money. Now I'm mad at him on that one. So running out of options. So I would assume sign and trade. Zach LaVine was an option for the Lakers. I don't think that gets done at this point, but the Bulls are so desperate to try to get rid of Zach LaVine. I've heard they attached a first-round pick in some offers, and teams still are not accepting that. So that is going to be an interesting situation to see how that one plays out for the Bulls if they're unable to get him. I think maybe the Warriors could have some type of interest there, but I think for Golden State, it's going to be tough for them as well. The Clippers did not want Paul George to go to the Warriors, and that is interesting because from what the reported offer was with Moody, I believe it was Andrew Wiggins, a first-round draft pick. I don't even know if Kuminga was in the deal, but it was a lot. And they turned it down and let Paul George walk for nothing. It's just like, that's a blatant, we just don't want you to go to Golden State. That's the only thing only way it makes sense to me in my head. So clearly that is an interesting situation. But this free agency, it started off a little bit slow. Like I said, I'm now home, so I guess that was a good thing. But at the end of the day, I think the next few days are going to be interesting. Mainly, the Lakers, of course. What are they going to do? They want to get things wrapped up relatively quickly. What is Klay Thompson going to sign for? That's pretty much the mystery right now of the NBA, because I'm assuming that he's getting around $20 million. That was the offer from Golden State, less than what Draymond Green was making. So I think under $25 million a year. He felt disrespected by that. Would he take the mid-level? I heard some reports saying that he would, but that's truly out of spite. But I think at this point, I think him and the Warriors are off. So he's going to go somewhere else. Where else is going to go? Dallas could still be an option for you. The Clippers may be running out. The Clippers, I don't know. I don't know what they do. We heard Russell Westbrook could go to Denver. And I'm all over the place with this video, but that's fine. Just getting my thoughts out after all the stuff I've heard over the last few hours. Denver with Russell Westbrook, I'm not sure if that improves them, but it does give them a valuable point guard coming off of your bench. That's, not Reggie Jackson. So I'm not too mad at that one. But man, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Now I'm just rambling. What do y'all think about free agency so far? I think, like I said, maybe by the time y'all are watching this, Paul George will be a 76er. It's the only logical landing spot unless there is a crazy twist, and I mean crazy twist, that happens at some point. Klay Thompson, the next domino to fall. What about DeMar DeRozan? Does he go to the Clippers? I think that is an option that you have to keep open. I think that's a very real possibility. And in terms of people that signed, like I said, Valanciunas took the money going to Washington. I think Chris Paul is a great fit systematically in San Antonio. I love what he could do there. It's a fantastic move. James Harden, I thought was a little bit of an overpay, but I understand it at this point. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But like I said, let me know what y'all think about free agency so far. Some of your predictions in the comment section below. As usual, hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's DLloyd. I'm see y'all next time.